Here we go. Hi, and welcome to Musicians Hangout with your hosts, Crash Fistpipe from Hated Noise and Maxine Maxwell from the Maxwells.
Hey everybody, happy Wednesday! Musicians Hangout is back. And we have our first guest host from Ireland. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. It's crazy. Across the water from us. Goodness.
They call it across the pond.
So yes, we
have
a very fun evening planned for y'all. And I'll go over Musicians Hangout mission statement and we will introduce our guest for tonight. All right, so Musicians Hangout mission statement is to be part of a revolution to create friendships with other artists and build a community network to save music. And we are every day. Yes, we are. Every week, every month, and every year, Musicians Hangout. All right. Well, welcome, Danny Six, to Musicians Hangout. Thanks for coming on our show tonight.
Thanks for having me. It's going to be fun.
Well, and hello to everybody in Ireland. Hi.
We do have some fellow Irish people watching.
Hi, Anthony from Ohio. And they're always checking out. I love those guys.
Hell yeah, Ohio. We are so big in Ohio. It's crazy. We're going to come out your way, guys. We're coming to Ohio someday. We promise. So, Danny, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where exactly in Ireland are you streaming from?
So I am in a little county called Carlow. And so that's kind of down in the southeast of Ireland, kind of at the bottom, near enough to the bottom, basically. We call it that if you're down south in Texas, I'm basically down south in Ireland, basically.
All right.
That's the easiest way to put it.
How far from you is Cork from you?
Cork would be probably about maybe a 4 or 5 hour drive from me, probably.
Oh, wow.
So, distant.
It's a pretty lengthy drive if you want to kind of go the whole way there.
Yeah, Ireland isn't really that large, so 4 hours is quite a ways. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
So what kind of music do you play?
It kind of depends. Mainly I kind of go between kind of the rock and metal kind of side, because that's where a lot of my influences kind of came from, especially a lot of punk, especially coming from like the 70s and the 80s, stuff like the Ramones, the Damned.
Yeah, classic. Mm-hmm.
I love that.
And then I'd kind of chop and change, going to Metallica, Motley Crue, Slayer.
Metallica, yes.
And then I'd kind of go into Nirvana. I'm basically kind of all over the place. But I do like a lot of acoustic music as well. Some modern day stuff, but it's kind of a hit or miss sometimes. But I kind of take all my influences from everywhere and implement them and do some fusion stuff with kind of acoustic and metal and rock. And because I always felt that, you know, you can never have just one genre or one style of music. You can find a way to literally merge them all together to create something, you know.
Do you like flamenco music?
Yeah, exactly. Just do flamenco on a metal guitar. So it could work something.
There's a band, speaking of like multi-genre, there's a band called Ojos de Brujo. You should check them out. And
I actually think I've heard of those before.
They have a song called Piedras versus Tankas, which translates to stones versus tanks. And it's about, it'll blow you away.
I've actually heard that before. I have heard that.
You sent that to me, Crash, a while back. It's really sweet.
Yes. Oh, man, I love that song. Nice. It has like flamenco, it has hip hop, it has some punk rock influence. Like you can just hear like the entire world, I feel like.
Yeah, musical mashup, man. That's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, I love that. I love them. Sweet. They're amazing.
Yeah,
definitely check them out. But since you already know them, like, cheers to that. Like, that's impressive.
For sure.
Well, and cheers to you, Danny, considering it's 3 a.m. where you're at.
Right?
So yeah, a little bit of a time difference across the pond from us. Goodness.
A small bit, but it's not.
You're young. 3 a.m. isn't bad.
No, not at all.
Hello from the kitchen. I love that.
Hello from the kitchen. Hello from the living room. I guess.
Hello from the kitchen. That's my dad that said that. That would be my father.
Hello from the kitchen.
He's actually right next door in the next room.
That's awesome. Well, bring him on screen.
Dad in the kitchen.
You want me to show his face?
Sure, we don't care.
Sure.
My auntie's on the show. My
on,
parents have been on the show. My parents were on the show. Like, we bring everybody in.
Dude,
Cat,
everybody has been on the
We're just hanging out.
Pop in now in a minute. He's probably making tea or something.
Yes, bring us some tea, Danny.
He will be into us in a couple of minutes.
So, Danny, you're a junior. Your dad's name is Danny. So
yeah, I'm actually the 5th Danny in my family.
Wow, Danny the 5th. That's badass.
Yes. Yeah.
Dude, I like it when there's like a "the" in the middle of it. Danny.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Oh. It makes me sound like royalty or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what I always thought. Yeah.
Danny the 5th. There's no one else.
Papa.
Must drink with the finger sticking out.
Let's just tell people we have royalty on our show. It'll be great for views and reviews.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can pretend to be royalty if you want me to. I don't mind. Like, I ain't gonna complain.
This is Lord Danny the 5th.
Yes, exactly.
Tell me what age it was that you started playing music.
Yeah, exactly.
Top of the music scene in Ireland in 2021.
Exactly.
Please tell us, Danny the 5th. I love that.
So you some of your influences, you know, you are all across the board, but it's all rock and roll. Like you're all the way from the 70s to definitely the 90s grunge, and you said like a little bit of the more modern rock too. Yeah, for sure. I love rock and roll, man. There's nothing better than rock and roll. That's
like I started really young. Like when I kind of got into music at like a really, really young age. Because I come from a musical family where my dad has been a musician for years since he was a kid. My grandfather was a musician for years. A lot of my aunt and uncles do music as well. So it was kind of like implanted into me that that's what I wanted to do.
So nobody gives you shit for being a musician then?
Yeah, no. They literally, I think
but I for way to be a musician, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. And coming in the music scene, like I kind of grew up a lot on, you know, Iron Maiden, AC/DC, Van Halen, a lot of the 80s hair metal stuff with my dad and stuff like that. And
sweet.
I kind of got into my own thing.
Like Pantera and like metal and stuff, dude. That's rad.
Exactly.
Dude,
I kind of got into metal when I was 10. That was the youngest I got into.
Danny the 4th.
Yeah.
Mad respect.
But then I kind of got into a lot darker music as I got into my teenage years, you know, kind of going through the hormones and all that fun stuff. But I kind of got into a lot of black metal, death metal. I got big into Slipknot.
Oh, Slipknot's great.
Devil Driver, you know, Carcass.
Ooh, yeah. So I am a huge fan of Devil Driver.
Oh, see, it just kind of sticks with everybody, you know.
Hell yeah, Devil Driver's great.
Like, and then it kind of just chopped and changed into a lot of the metalcore scene and the post-hardcore scene, and then I go into, I don't know, just whatever kind of scene has a good music in it, I'll follow. Yeah. You know, but it's kind of a lot more in the rock and roll kind of metal. Some kind of fusion stuff as well, but that's kind of been my main focus. Even in my own music, that's kind of where I tend to go towards when I'm writing and stuff like that. So it's definitely a big part of me, I feel, in the last 10, 15 years of my life, probably.
Cool. What
sort
of music popular over in Ireland? Is it kind of like anything goes, or is there a type of genre that's really popular over there?
It's really a lot of the chart stuff, you know, kind of
Yeah.
a lot of the Billboard Top 40 stuff is really big here, but there is a really huge metal scene here as well. Don't. Well, yeah, true. That's a very big one in my singing.
Oh,
The Mills Brothers.
Who are the Mills Brothers? Who are
The Mills
they?
Brothers are a family band that came from the 30s, and they do they started the whole gypsy jazz movement, but they have
really?
like really
Gypsy
good instruments. Yeah.
Cool.
So there's a lot of stuff like that. But over here, they kind of just anyone listens to anything. Like no one's ever really specific about what they listen to. If it's a good song, they'll enjoy it, you know?
I feel like that's how it is over in Europe. Like they don't care as long as they gets their toe tapping. Like they love it.
Exactly. Like if you can get a crowd dancing, you're doing your job well. Basically.
Yeah, and I feel like America, we're just too uptight on that. Like we need to calm the hell down.
Yeah. The most popular genres here are basically pop, hip hop, and rap. I'd say R&B.
They will be very big in America, actually.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just,
no.
You know, I wish we had a better metal scene.
Yeah.
Our special guest has arrived as well.
Punk scene and
here is Danny the Fourth, who kind of kicked it all off for me.
Fourth. Ha
Fourth. Well, how's it going, mate? Skull.
So yeah, this is the one who kicked it all off for me in the beginning.
Nice.
So you are the one that is like influenced your son with the metal genres.
Well,
to a degree.
How can I put it? It was the only thing to keep him quiet as a child. So it was basically at that time when he was 2. He loved The Darkness. You know the band The Darkness?
I've heard of them, yes.
Yeah.
He loved a song called "I Believe in a Thing Called Love" was the name of the song.
I know that song. I believe in a thing called love. Oh yeah. I know that.
Well, that was constantly on the CD all the time for him. And then as he started to get older, all these different genres come in of Iron Maiden and Deep Purple and all that stuff. And I had no CD collection left.
You know what you got to do? You got to buy some disco.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I love disco. That shit was awesome. They had like the best bass lines ever.
Yeah.
They got some good bass.
Man, yeah. Disco is awesome.
Cool. So, Danny the Fourth, what instruments do you play?
Fourth.
The Fourth.
You guys are done now.
Yeah.
I'm a lead guitarist and a frontman.
Oh, shit.
I'm a drummer.
Yeah.
How are we drummers?
So are we.
I started off as a drummer. My first band was age 12. And it just went on from there. It just went on from there. I was the drummer. Then I became the bass player. Then I became the keyboard player, the piano player.
Whoa.
I feel like you're just downgrading.
Oh, yeah. It was kind of handy behind the drum kit because you were able to hide, you know.
Oh yeah.
But and then I just became basically the guys I was working was leaving and it was very hard to replace them, so I became the front man. So after all the years of being in a band, I kind of, it was about 12 years ago, I kind of just said to myself, look, I'm depending on other people to make money, where they let you down and sort of thing, you know, they wouldn't turn gigs and the whole shebang. So I went out as a solo artist.
Oh.
And I haven't looked back since.
So you're more successful as a solo artist than
Yeah.
you were as a band?
Yeah.
Because it's basically picking and choosing when I can work, and I don't have to depend on anybody to do it.
I get that. We're a power duo. My husband and I are a two-piece band, and it's the same. Yeah, it's our call. Everything's easier. Yeah.
My folk band is forced to be a two-piece.
Not by choice, but you're doing all right.
Can't keep a bass player. We're just too punk rock, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know. I kind of like being just a two-piece, to be honest.
I do too. I love it. I love it. A lot less, drama.
I don't really miss the bass until I hear it.
That way as well. So, it kind of works either way.
Yeah, it does.
I don't think it would work.
Danny the fourth. I guess we're play for Danny and Danny. Being a good sport and joining us on screen because we love to see, we love to see family, friends, even pets on screen because we're just coming into, musicians' environments and hanging out. So,
and you're a musician, so by all means, please invade the show. This is music.
Invade the show.
The great thing about doing things like this, and I'm involved in certain things here in Ireland. A lot of musicians, because of the lockdowns and a lot of guys out of work, it's good for musicians to talk to each other.
Yes.
And it's good for mental health as well, which is the big bonus for us all, that way, so. And that's why, I love seeing guys online going live and doing their few songs and doing podcasts like yourself and doing it online and on YouTube. People can watch it. And it makes it easier.
Yes.
It makes it easier, you know what I mean? And kudos to the two of you for it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Being a musician, we are social butterflies. We are people. We all love people. That's why we do this. We want our fans to like our music. We do this for our fans, for ourselves, but also for our fans. So I had a point to this.
Well, when the show happened,
distracted with the whole, but I really feel like it's important this was the point. The point was, I feel like it's important for musicians to reach out to each other because we are people, we are social butterflies. And this lockdown has really just hurt a lot of musicians. It's hurt a lot of bands. I know a lot of my friends, their bands have broken up since, but I know some people that have joined new bands and, it's called evolution. We're all evolving as people and musicians. But I'm really glad that we are able to do this for the musicians and fans around the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, agreed, my friend.
The only sad thing we've seen here is a lot of musicians have gave it up because there's still no light at the end of the tunnel. We haven't been the pubs are opening next week or next month, and the hotels are opening this week, but live music has just been put on the back burner.
Yeah.
People having weddings can't even have a band at the moment.
Oh goodness.
Send them to Musicians Hangout.
Yeah. You guys busy.
You might have to play at 3:00 in the morning, but hey, people get your music out there. You can play. We, support that.
If they play our concert series, they might be lucky enough to pull a 6 a.m. jam. Instead of 3 a.m., right?
No, I mean, it depends upon what spot you get.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's always a spot for everyone. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Oh, gosh, especially for my birthday.
Griffith, he says, get on the street and sing your heart out.
If that's what we got to do to get ourselves known, then, that's what we got to do, Oh, Chris. I know who said that. That's another one of our Irish viewers.
Well, hello, Chris.
I don't know what he meant by the size of that cup. Wait, my cup? Yeah, hell yeah, bro. I'm on a mission.
Might have been his dad's cup. His dad's cup was really big.
Oh,
that's just.
Yeah. Look at that, yeah. Oh, my friend.
I feel like I need a larger cup.
You totally need it. Like, dude, you get your, like, what was it? Like, I want to say Cinco de Mayo, but it wasn't your Cinco de Mayo cups.
Oh, it was my St. Patty's Day cup.
St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, how ironic is that?
Right? Oh my God.
St. Patrick's Day. It's like this enormous mug. Like,
I'll get it. Hold on. So St. Patty's, let's see, back in March.
He says, yes, Dan's cup, but you can take it either way. I got big cups and I can't lie.
All too well.
All right, here it is. There's my cup.
Yes, look at that cup.
Wow.
All its glory. Cheers.
The name of the cup is Desperate Dan.
Yeah, so.
Oh, I love that. Desperate Dan.
That would be a good name of a band, actually.
Yeah, it would be actually.
I'm just saying, good title there for a one-man band.
Have you guys seen that stupid YouTube video about Daniel, about his shoes, his white shoes?
Yeah.
What happened to that damn Daniel guy?
Out there.
Lost a lot of money afterwards, probably.
Dude, this kid was like huge for like 10 seconds in the world because he wore like white Van shoes, and he's like, this one guy's just like, Daniel, like, it's the whole video. It's just Daniel. So we could be like, Desperate Daniel.
Desperate Daniel. Cheers. So I guess. Oh, what is that?
He can call himself Desperate Dan when it goes downhill.
Wait, I guess he's referring to me, probably, but we'll try and make that happen if anything doesn't work out. Probably that's what's gonna happen. That would be brilliant. Oh god.
So Danny, what?
Say again.
What age did you start playing music? You said it was early.
Who? Me?
Either one of you. Either one of you. I mean, hey.
The Danny Jr. The sixth.
Oh. The fifth first.
Well,
sorry.
Yeah, I kind of started playing guitar and instruments and stuff when I was like 3 or 4. I kind of started off.
That is young.
Yeah, I started off with the guitar, and then as I got older, I kind of started going to other instruments like bass and drums, and then I was a drummer for probably 6 years, 7 years probably.
That's a good amount of time.
Where I actually, in one of the bands I was a drummer in at the time, we actually won a national competition.
Whoa!
In Ireland, where we got to play in Crow Park, which is like one of the biggest stadiums here. And we had 5,000 kids singing our song back to us as a drummer. And as a drummer, hearing that back, it's a whole other kind of scenario. You know what I mean? And
oh, that's crazy.
It worked many different ways, and then I kind of got back into guitar and stuff in the midst of that, and then it was kind of during the pandemic where I kind of took guitar full time, and then I kind of started writing my own music to all that stuff, and I've released the 3 songs now, and there'll be the whole EP now coming out this month. So it's been a hell of a journey so far, I'll say that.
Hell yeah. Oh my goodness. And are you recording yourself or do you go to a studio?
I actually record myself at home.
Awesome. You have a home studio. Way to go.
Dude that's produced the EP. His name is Patsy, but he goes by PM Beats. He's a really, really close friend of mine.
Cool.
And he helped me majorly with a lot of the mixing and the mastering of the songs and stuff like that. And it was definitely a helping hand in the struggles of writing songs and stuff like that.
Sweet.
And, so yeah, but the full album is going to be done by just me. Just me and song.
So you do the mixing and the mastering.
Yeah, the whole lot. Hang on, we're going to adjust the camera positions here.
Earthquake in Ireland.
Literally. Sorry about this one.
Oh no, it's all good. Like
Yeah,
This is enjoying the rock and roll.
what you got to do.
Yeah.
This is technology. This is as far advanced as we get, especially in our Okay.
There we go.
Actually, your stream is really clear for how far away you are. You're one of the
it's not that bad, surprisingly.
Yeah, it's pretty good for how many servers we have to go through, different broadbands that we're using. It looks really great. Sounds good too.
Yeah.
So
Well, my dad is being my cameraman at the same time.
it's just annoying me that you're looking down where you can actually look straight.
Look, we're doing it all in the raw, so you know it works.
Danny DeForest is helping out. I love it.
That looks great. There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, that's perfect.
That
Good
is
job.
very nice. All right. So what program do you use to mix and master?
Yeah.
So originally recording all the tracks, I used BandLab alone, and surprisingly, what's actually surprising is I don't use a computer to record.
What do you
What do you use? Wait, back up. What do you use?
I use an iPad.
Oh,
Shut
Hey,
the
this
front
uses an
door.
iPad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
iPod.
so
An
difference.
iPod.
Yeah.
The full thing.
Oh, the iPad. Oh, okay. Then that makes more sense.
All my recording stuff is just with this.
What?
So that's basically like a little analog kind of desk that I just plug my guitar directly into, and it records everything.
Oh, and I've heard your stuff. It sounds really good.
Yeah. So
Yay.
it's definitely a bit of a struggle sometimes, but it works.
Every program and anything that is to do with recording can be definitely.
Here's the thing, Maxine.
Oh, yeah.
Here's
Exactly.
the thing, Maxine. It wouldn't work for you or me because we're drunk.
Because we're drummers. It
Oh,
works.
well, we're going to be hopefully in the next couple months they're going to be building a full studio that'll have the live drums and stuff like that. So it's definitely going to be a proper recording and going full head of steam with that then. So
Yeah.
Technology is crazy now. That's great.
it's gone insane now at this stage. It's gone too insane.
Oh, Crash. We get
Yes.
our device, Meg, our bass player on like end of June. She's coming.
Oh my God! It's about time. Like you
Yeah.
guys ordered her like 2 months ago.
I know. It's been a long time.
They're getting this device, which they have duly named Meg.
Yes,
Oh my
we're going to loop bass tracks on this device while we
But
play.
this thing is so cool that you can designate certain strings to be your bass strings.
Yeah. That's going to be 10 times more helpful.
Oh, it's gonna be
Just
sick.
like, what?
Yeah, it's going to be like big sound because we already loop. So we already have a looper going. And then to have another loop is going to be so bitchin'.
Like, I want to learn guitar just to get a Meg.
Let's see you guys, right?
Tiny the
Bye.
Oh,
Good
good night, Danny the Force. Thank
You can
you.
watch us in the kitchen.
Danny the Force.
Make us some omelets or whatever you guys eat in Ireland.
Oh, your brother says brother says, "You're international now, Dan. I'm proud, little brother."
Yes, he's international.
Yeah, that's my little brother. Yeah.
Your little brother.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super sweet.
Man, your family's awesome.
They always kind of support my music and stuff like that. Now my mother's not very happy with the style of my music, but she still supports it either way.
Moms, we're never happy with stuff, man. It's never gonna happen.
Trust me, I know.
My parents love my music, but my grandma wishes I were country western, but we are metal, so.
Yeah. No, my mom's very big into the 80s pop and stuff like that, so that's where it's kind of I'm kind of out of her league. So.
Chris Griffith wants to know. That's hilarious, Chris Griffith.
Yes, busking, go busking.
You have to know when the hell you go busking.
I'll go with you. I'm coming
pretty
with.
Fucking
Let's
soon.
go.
Yeah, there you go. See, Maxine has it all sorted out already. See, pretty soon. The fun little fact: Chris is actually the guy that hooked me and Jacob up to get in contact in the first place.
Oh.
So if we didn't have him, me and Jacob wouldn't have known each other, and Let the Devil In wouldn't have happened.
Really? So that's how you met Jacob. Very cool.
Yeah.
Dude, he was awesome. I love Jacob Eno.
Oh yes, me too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jacob if you're listening.
We're actually doing another collab on the full album as well. I have him on another one or two songs, and I actually have so many features on the album. It's kind of insane.
That is cool.
I have Jacob, and I also actually got Ray Northwest as well. That's going to be featured on it as well.
I love both of those cats, man. So Jacob Eno and Ray Northwest, like those are two cool dudes, man.
And as I was saying earlier, me and Jacob were having a conversation today, and we are actually planning to do a big show in Washington in summer next year.
Oh
my God, this is the best thing ever. And you know what else? Then this is where the word Musicians Hangout is invited to stream our show.
What?
Well, actually, you guys can stream and play the show at the same time.
What?
Yeah, that's what we were thinking. We were getting we were thinking of doing just get a bunch of musicians to do. We'll just do one big ass show, and I have Chris is actually a musician himself.
Oh, nice.
So he'd be coming over, and we're kind of putting it into planning stage now to see where we can go with that.
Oh hell yeah! Like I'm just telling you right now, Hated Noises in. Like
there you go.
He doesn't care. No, I'm telling you, like we're gonna play that show.
Yeah.
And so are the Maxwells. Like it's happening.
Oh, for sure.
It's gonna happen.
Oh, for sure. We can't have a show without you guys on it. Like it just wouldn't be fair.
Oh, dude, come on. You gotta do this now.
Yikes.
So we've been putting it into much planning. So we're getting into the planning stages now for it all. So
yeah, let us know when the date is.
Yeah, let us know if you
sure.
guys need any help, like booking venues or anything, because I got some inside info on that too.
For sure.
So Danny, your band wants to know. They say, so Danny, you got any upcoming events? Wink, wink. Hey, I feel like they copied my wink, wink because I always do it that style, don't I?
They do the wink, yeah. So this is the lead singer talking to that, and that band, we have a virtual performance that's happening on Friday for Arts Festival that's happening.
Oh
so
my gosh!
Is it gonna be at, like 6 p.m. in our time?
If it's 9, it will probably be about 1 p.m. for you guys.
Perfect.
And around there.
Oh,
that's nice.
So it'll be streamed on Facebook, and we last week we spent a hell of a lot of time trying to get the stuff done. As a full band to try to get everything done, but that's kind of the main big event that's coming up. So
Sweet. So what Facebook page do we look for that?
So it will be called the Carlow Fringe Festival, is what it will be on.
Okay.
So I'll actually send it to you guys afterwards, so you
Yes,
can kind
please.
of follow it.
Yeah. Yeah. I might actually be available to watch that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Low fringe.
like a hair fringe kind of.
Okay, but the first name is Carlo, right?
Yes.
Okay, Carlo Fringe Festival.
Yes.
Sweet. Yeah, I have eye surgery that morning, but I should be done by 1 p.m. and will want something maybe to do because I'm supposed to rest afterward. So
Yeah, well, you can watch a good show afterwards. There you go.
we'll do. That'll be fun. Carlo Fringe Festival. Sweet.
I just wanted to put it up for all to see.
Yeah, that's cool.
Thank you, friend.
Oh,
my dad's there.
Your
There
dad.
you go. He did it for you.
you have such a good feeling. Like,
Great minds.
thanks, Danny the Fourth.
Cheers.
You're awesome, buddy.
So, Danny, tell us a little bit about your writing process. Oh, there's a collab question.
To know when you're going to collaborate with your brother. That's a good damn question.
Huh?
Well, there might be something on the upcoming album. We'll see. There might be something on the upcoming album. We'll see.
Nothing like putting you on the spot live internationally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
No pressure, bro.
No, not at all.
Say no now, friend.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Literally.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about your writing process. How do you start to write a song?
Well, I always, some people have different ways, but what I like to do is I like to start with the lyrics first.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever kind of vibe the lyrics kind of give me, I will then turn to, what I would do is I would pick a key for the song. And then I would kind of layer it where I'd start with the guitars and then I'd do the drum tracks and then kind of just piece it all together. And then sometimes I'd change the key, or if I'm not happy with it or something like that. And then kind of, I'd feel like if I feel like another style could go well with it, that I can kind of do like a fusion thing or something like that. But I always kind of start with the lyrics because that gives me a better idea of what direction the song can go. And if they were going to flow into one or another kind of situation, you know. So that would probably be the main way that I always wrote my own songs.
That's really interesting because I feel like more people write the music first.
The music first, yeah.
Then you put the lyrics in, but you're opposite. That's really interesting.
Yeah, that is a really interesting way to write. It's cool.
It feels easier that way in my eyes, that I can just kind of write the lyrics first and then write the kind of music out, because the lyrics is what gives me the vibe on what the music would sound.
It's your story. You're getting a story out and then putting music.
Yeah.
I love that. I've wrote a few songs like that. Usually I wait for my husband to come up with a riff and then I write to it. But there's some songs that we come up with and I've already written something either long ago or recently, you know, depending on, and I'll go, oh, that will fit here.
Yeah,
you know? So I kind of get putting music to your words so that it fits what you're trying to imply.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like it's like everyone has kind of like their own way of writing and stuff like that, but that's always just been the easiest way for me, especially with probably the easiest song I've ever written was actually Rise of the Fallen.
Oh,
because that was actually my easiest song I've ever written.
I like that one.
I do too, actually. Like, I really like that one.
Yeah, the one with Jacob was I had the music already written for like, I think the EP I've had written for about 6 months, probably. But I kind of only recently kind of started putting all the lyrics and getting all the like the melodies together, kind of just within the last probably 9-10 months, probably, like when lockdowns kind of started and stuff like that. But when I put Rise of the Fallen out and I seen the attention it was getting, I kind of felt, okay, now we need to kind of up it up a little bit. So that's why I kind of threw a little bit of a curveball and put out an acoustic song and a really, really heavy song.
Yes.
Where
Yeah.
people kind of got very confused
Yeah.
of the contrast of it all.
I love variety like that. We have, you know, almost Southern blues rock feel with some of our songs, and then some are like more like heavier grunge metal sound. Like you got to have a variety to keep it interesting, especially during a live show. You want to like have that song that really gets you, and then slow you down a little bit when you go get a drink, and then come back, and then again, and definitely you know, like slow it down again, and then punch it out for the end. You know, like that's how we.
I mean, even Hated Noise, we have slower songs. I mean, we're punk rock, so everything's like go.
Well,
but we do have like some slower songs, like We Don't Care.
Yeah, there you go. So I think it just helps musicians because it doesn't put you in that box that you're kind of stuck to one style, and then that's why everyone depends on you to write. If you throw out all different stuff, like the EP, there's so many different things on it that I have, you know, a heavier song, I have an even heavier song, then I have a calm one. I even have one that sounds like Sum 41 from the 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
I have a song, and that one's called Living the Dream, and it's literally about, like, if you were a rock star and you lived the rock star life, you know.
I like that. We'll have that dream.
One, the main one is called Nerves, which is why the EP is called Nerves, because that's what's actually kicking off the album. And that song actually features Chris on it as well, who I know is probably still watching.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
That song is kind of what we call horror trap.
Oh,
so has to be done. He knows himself, but
it does. So Danny, I had to let you know that I had a student recently ask me to put a playlist together for them of music that I listen to, and I put you on the list.
Oh wow! Thank you.
So yeah, I took high school, and I passed on your YouTube channel to one of my students, and he loves you. So
wow, I'm getting fans in America already.
I don't have any students, but I rock you out in my truck, like when I'm or whatever. My truck
only way to play that music is just out of a truck.
Badass.
Literally.
I guess it's not really a truck; it's my SUV. But I mean,
when she's cruising, she's jamming.
So that's the little brother. You just have to give a little wave in.
What are you doing, little brother?
I'm kind of disappointed your name isn't also Danny. I'm kidding.
I guess I'm about to just call you Sean.
Yeah. That's the way it all works.
That's the way it has to work.
Yeah. Then it gets less confusing.
Call him Jenny the 5th and a half.
There you go. Oh God.
So Danny, before the shutdown, where did you play your music?
When I originally started playing shows, I originally kind of started playing like small little acoustic cover shows and stuff like that. But I was planning on doing, you know, full band shows to get everything together, and I had a couple of things kind of booked and ready to go and stuff. But then once the lockdown hit, it kind of threw a lot of that into a curveball where I kind of couldn't really do much after that.
Right.
And so now that everything's kind of lifting back up and showing itself, I actually have next January, I'm planning a show that is going to kind of coincide with promoting the album. And that's going to be the first proper show I do as a proper original solo artist. So that's something I'm looking forward to.
That's exciting.
That's going to be really cool.
For sure.
Awesome. If you could play any venue in the world, where would you play?
Oh God. There's way too many to choose from, especially when you're looking
anywhere in the world. It is a lot. I got top 3. How's that?
Top 3. Okay.
There you go. That's easier.
fuck, it's even harder now. I'm thinking, well, the whiskey. All right, if I had to pick top 3, the Whiskey A Go Go
Whiskey A Go Go.
is
Ooh.
definitely one of them, because just how many bands have played there. You know, to say like I stood on the stage where all these bands stood, like that would be enough for me. MSG, Madison Square Garden. That's definitely a big one.
I forgot about MSG.
That's a badass place.
Yeah, a lot of people forget about MSG until it gets mentioned, which is kind of funny.
And then like,
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
On this show, particularly. So, yeah.
Number 1 would probably be Download Festival in Donington Park. That would be number 1 for me.
Festivals are always the best.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because you just have so many different bands, and the crowds are fucking insane. Especially for a metal show, it would just be a dream come true properly. Like, I'd play anywhere, to be honest. Like, I've had dreams set, but it's like if I get offered a show to play, I'm just gonna play straight away, because it's helping kind of me as a musician grow and kind of get my material out there to other people that may not have heard it beforehand, you know?
Oh.
So that's definitely
Chris wants to know, who is your favorite artist?
My favorite artist. Chris, I hate you sometimes. But I love him at the same time. My favorite artist, I think, of all time would definitely have to be.
Danny the Fourth says, me.
Just trying to get his own little promotion in there.
Exactly.
It would probably be Metallica, to be honest, because they would have kind of got me into a lot of the heavier stuff.
Hell yeah,
especially in the guitar. They were just unsurpassed as a band and stuff, and especially for how long they've gone and all the different genres they've gone. It's something that kind of stuck with me as I start growing up, and I still blast them out to this day. So they're definitely the biggest ones.
They're classic, man. I love Metallica.
So Under the Bridge says, the 3 Arena in front of our home fans. The boys are backing down.
That's definitely a big one for us, especially, you know, the 3 Arena is so recognized for having bands. Like, it's had Slipknot, it's had, you know, pop, like a lot of pop artists kind of go to the 3 Arena is the first place they book if they book a show.
Wow.
Kind of thing.
Nice.
AC/DC have played there. Five Finger Death Punch have played there. Ghost have played there.
Play there.
Listen, a whole list of people played there, so that would definitely be a really, really good achievement if you can manage to sell at that place. So,
hell yeah.
Especially in our country with very little people, so you'd be doing something good there.
Yeah, but I feel like people are so bored right now that they would just buy a ticket to anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Sure.
Folk music playing right on, that's my jam. You know?
Even though it's probably the first time they've ever heard the song, but they'll still jam out to it anyway.
Exactly. Because you know what? We're sick of it just as much as we're sick of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And Chris Griffith loves the fact that Jenny the Fourth said that he was your favorite artist of all time.
Yeah.
I love that. It's funny sometimes watching our little chat room go on.
Yeah. He's also a cameraman. He's working on it.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a job for me to do. So.
He's tipping his tea.
Yes, exactly. Very posh.
Very posh. I don't know. I hear you Europeans drink tea all the time. So.
Yeah, an awful lot, to be honest.
I like tea. I drink tea a lot.
What's your favorite tea, Danny? What tea do you prefer?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Oh, good God. You see, it depends. If I'm kind of singing, I do just normal tea, but I put honey and lemon into it.
Okay.
So it warms up my vocal cords and stuff like that, and then I do my warm-ups and stuff. But that would probably be the one that I normally kind of tend to go to be honest.
Dude, I love all sorts of tea, except for peppermint tea, because it tastes like death. Well, I'm allergic to peppermint, so like it would.
Oh well, then that's probably best for you to stay away from that. So.
So it does taste like death to me. So stay away.
Oh
But
yeah,
no,
when
it's
it comes to
damn
steak with me,
delicious.
I make sure all peppermint is under lock and key. I don't have any peppermint out.
Dude, I totally
Yeah.
appreciate that, dude.
I'm like,
Like,
I don't oh crap.
I have a friend who I go over there for coffee in the morning, and she's got
Yeah.
damn peppermint creamer. I'm like,
Ooh.
what? You know I'm coming over. You invited me over.
Yeah.
Right.
Yo,
Danny says it tastes like shite.
tastes like shite. Hilarious.
Irish shit. That's great.
So,
Yeah.
Under the Bridge asks, do you feel like your upcoming album showcases your skills and how you've progressed during the long lockdown?
Mm.
That's a great question.
Yes.
That is
Definitely.
a great question.
Definitely, because I feel like the album, not only it's helped me creatively in kind of how to write stories, and it's also helped me to kind of expand how I write riffs and expand how I write songs and lyrics and how to portray them, because a lot of the lyrics are following the story that I've written. And I feel like that's helped me kind of put a more creative mindset in myself, that I'm never kind of limiting myself to kind of one thing. But it's definitely helped me with my singing. It's helped me with my creativity, and it's helped me mentally as well. You know, it's kept me busy. It's kind of, especially the story. This is probably like that upcoming album is definitely one of my proudest things that I'm probably ever going to be releasing, because there's an entire story behind it. I have all characters set. I'm working on costumes kind of right now.
Oh, it's like a concept album.
Oh goodness,
Yes,
tell
it
us
is.
all about
I
this.
love that.
So the title of the album is called Black Rain. And
Ooh,
I like
the
that.
story is about, there's two groups in a post-apocalyptic world who are constantly at war with each other. And one group is known as the Black Rain, and that's led by a woman called the Countess.
I love this.
And the other group is called the Fallen Ones, who are basically like, you know, the protagonists trying to, you know, protect any bit of society that's left from this evil kind of group that's kind of come together.
Wow.
But the Countess and my character, who's actually called Six as well in the story, you know, so it kind of fits into my name.
Yes.
Then to actually their first meeting is going to be in the first set of music videos of the EP.
Ooh.
And that's how it leads in to starting the story. So there's a lot of little plot twists in it. I won't give away too much, but it's definitely one of my prouder. Definitely the hardest thing I've ever done, to be honest. But it's definitely something I'm probably the most looking forward to. Especially as a
like everything, every detail.
Yeah, like I want to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is we are kind of talking about doing a movie for it.
See that?
We are talking about doing a movie for it.
Movie, like I want to see where this goes. I want to see what's the story, like acquiring minds need to know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I can say that the first single off the album is done completely.
Yay!
So that's finished.
That's a relief, though. I feel like because like once the first one is done, like the rest of them are
the rest is pretty simple to do.
In line. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely probably going to be one of my prouder kind of works, kind of as a beginning kind of thing, and especially it's going to be the main kind of pushing point, especially when we do the show in the US. That's going to be kind of, I'm going to play a lot of the songs off the EP and the record itself. There's going to be 18 songs on the album.
Chris says 26 days.
Oh.
That's when the EP comes out, in 26 days.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Nice.
How much you want to bet Chris has like one of those advent calendars where he opens up and gets a piece of chocolate?
He probably does. He probably does. It wouldn't surprise me. But no, Chris has been a big help. Chris has been a big help in the EP because we have a song together on it, and that's actually the title track of the EP. And
Cool.
like I said, it's a horror song. So the basis of the song is there's 3 perspectives, and there's a perspective. So the whole story of the song is there's this demon that keeps terrorizing this person, 6, and the music video is going to entail that he's getting told to chase this girl through the woods and become like this crazy murderer and stuff like that. So there's one of the perspectives where it's from mine, kind of chasing her, but I don't want to. And then the second perspective is from Chris's, who's the demon. It's his perspective of it. And then the third one is my body ends up getting taken over by him.
Ooh.
So I end up turning into a kind of a demon kind of thing. And that's how the Countess and 6 ends up first meeting, and that's how the Countess wants to try to get revenge on my character because of that little history. So
Dude,
there's all the little connections.
Like, I don't know where you got this story, but this is pretty awesome. Like,
Yeah, that concept is awesome.
It took an awful long time and a lot of sitting down and a lot of sleepless nights. That's where it came from, to be honest.
dude, but I feel like you have a vision of what you want. You have you have your story, you have your characters, you know what the plot is, and that's so hard to do.
Oh, sure.
Chris says possession.
Possession, yeah. He knows exactly. So
when your dad says it sounds like a blind date.
The fourth.
But ching.
What kind of blind dates are you going on? Like,
I'd be very worried if that was a blind date. You need to get the fuck out of there. If that was a blind date.
What do you guys do?
You need to set your standards up a little higher.
Oh, good.
Lower the standards of everybody.
The chat room's laughing now. You guys get it.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Well, you said you had a lot of stories for us from your, experience as a musician. So, got any stories you'd like to share?
Oh gosh. There's a couple. Like,
cool.
I remember actually the very, very first show I ever played was a wedding when I was 12 with my dad. That was actually the very, very first show I ever did, kind of getting into music and stuff like that.
Oh.
And it was just something about it that I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. This is what I want to do as a job. This is what I want as a future. So I kind of joined a music program kind of locally here, and I started kind of getting into a lot of different bands and stuff like that. And there was one of the bands that I was in. We were going to record a song, and we got to the studio. And when we got to the studio, we did not realize that the drummer had forgotten everything.
What?
Yeah, so the drummer kind of forgot everything, and we were like, "Oh crap!" Okay, luckily the studio had the kit set up already for us because
you forget your kit. How does that happen?
I honestly have no idea.
Could you imagine, Crash just without tank? What? Or eyes without Bertha?
That's what I said. I was like, "Are we missing something?" And then it was the entire kit that was gone.
God, we name our kits. We would never leave them. We would never.
I would, yeah.
Oh no, I always named my guitars and my drum kits and stuff like that.
Oh,
I always named them. No, I always named mine. I got because then I know that's mine.
That's the one.
Kind of stuff,
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, what are wild stories? There was actually one time I was playing in a bar. It was kind of this second or third gig in a row, kind of consecutively. And I was told that, look, these people are very quiet and stuff like that. You probably won't get much dancers. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And I start playing the show. Yeah, little did I know, about half an hour into the show, there was women dancing on tables and dancing on bars and stools and the dance floors and stuff like that.
What are you talking about?
And then next thing I know, I ended up starting a mosh pit in the middle of the goddamn thing because of the fact
Yes.
that I ended up starting singing Metallica and stuff like that. So, so that's how I knew that. I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. And then
Kind of.
one little final one I'll tell.
What are you talking about? Like,
Okay, one little final one I tell is very, very accidental. I'll say this. So there's a metal bar in Dublin that's called Fibber McGee's. It's called.
Oh my gosh, that sounds awesome.
I love
It's
this.
a full-on metal bar, and we have every month they do something called heavy metal karaoke
Hell
on a
yeah.
Friday. Yeah. And one of the nights we did it, everyone got up and singing, and we didn't realize that there was a bus that parked outside the building, and it was Machine Head.
What?
Shut the fuck up.
Machine Head were playing a show literally just around the corner,
Oh,
and they wanted to go to a bar, so they went to the metal bar, and next thing we know, everyone just froze because they just walked downstairs, and there was Machine Head just standing there, and the lead singer actually got up and sang a Machine Head song, and I was like, this is probably the weirdest yet
I
coolest
feel
moment
like
of my
that's
life.
that's amazing.
So
I feel
yeah,
like
it was pretty wild.
Shut up.
If you're the singer for Machine Head, you
Yeah.
can't just go karaoke a Machine Head song. You gotta like karaoke like something else, like Danzig.
Oh, he did too. He did a Machine Head song, and I think he did like an Iron Maiden song or something as well, or some shit like that.
That's cool. I mean,
I was like, I was just kind of started. I was like,
Yeah.
this was probably the best night to ever come here, to be
That was
honest.
shocking. Oh my gosh, that's a good story. That's one of the best stories we've had in a while. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Dang.
so Chris says that he can't wait till Laughlin's opens.
Hooligan.
Hooligans, O'Loughlin's. That's one of the main pubs. That would be our local drinking spot on a weekend.
That's cool.
Maybe you can say it.
And Green Thumb Grower.
You've been
He
drinking.
says, you know, you can't really complain about women dancing on tables and starting a mosh pit. I'm with you on that.
I mean,
Green
dude, the second you see that shit, you know you fucking met it. So, I mean, I wasn't complaining at all. I was having a great time doing it. So,
I realized like that shit was going on. I would have been like, this is the greatest damn day of my life.
yeah, exactly. You know you've made it when you see that kind of
Let's
stuff.
rock this.
Right.
Like, let's do it.
Yeah, the first show
I'll show you how to get it done.
the first show I saw you drum at, Crash, there was a mosh pit. It was pretty badass.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Those
was
bits
really
are so fun.
surprised.
They're so
I was
fun.
really surprised.
Yeah.
That was the first. That was the second time that I actually sang out front too.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
badass.
wow.
Oh my
Because
god.
Yeah.
at that point, I couldn't drum and sing. but I
Yeah,
could
that's
drum
incredible. I also know how
and
incredibly
sing.
difficult that is.
Oh,
That was
I
incredibly
feel
difficult.
like drumming and singing is 18,000 times easier than strumming a guitar and singing. Like I can't do that, but I can.
I can agree with that, because when I was the drummer and a backing singer, or I was first a backing singer, then I kind of sang more out front at the time, and I just felt like it was 10 times more easier. Where people are like, how can you keep rhythm and still sing words at the same time? It's like, you just know how to do it. It's like you have that instinct in the back of your head that
Your
you're like, I just
body
know what I'm
just
doing.
kind of goes on autopilot, so you're just
Yeah,
really
exactly.
like
Yeah.
focusing on your vocals. So
Yeah.
while, because I mean, you do stuff enough, you have your muscle memory going on. Your body, like when I'm at band practice, I pretty much just take a step back inside my head and just kind of listen to the music that's going on. And I can see my body working, but I don't feel like I'm the one putting in the effort because I'm standing back listening to everything. Like,
Yeah.
my body's just doing what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I find it easier now because I've done it for so many years. I've been singing and drumming for, I think, 11 years now. And
Right.
Oh, wow.
yeah, and I think that, you know, I remember it being hard at first, but then all of a sudden your brain just clicks over, and I find it easier now to drum and sing. So when we're recording, it's hard for me to differentiate I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not drumming. I'm just singing, and my arms are still wanting to move.
I would say, especially with me when I'm kind of doing the vocals after doing all the guitars and stuff, my hands just kind of start doing this. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
you're not playing guitar anymore, you're singing, you know.
Right.
You know, so it's just it was a weird scenario. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, it's interesting how we can train our brain like that to where it's instinctive.
Yeah,
So-
for sure.
Speaking of our brains,
Mm.
Danny, I have a very odd question, but
I think I know what this one is, but go ahead.
So when you're listening to music, do you break it down into notes, guitar, and this or that, or do you actually listen to it as a whole?
It depends on how many times I listen. So the first time I listened to the song, I deconstruct it. I'd listen to the guitars first and their tones and the notes and stuff. Then I'd listen to the vocals and see how they're used and their ranges and stuff like that. The bass is just kind of there, so I already know what the bass is doing. So, and then the drums I kind of focus on, and then I focus on the whole like mix and mastered, like the levels of the instruments and stuff like that, the levels of the vocals and stuff like that. So
you want to hear an interesting thing? Musicians are the only ones that listen to music and break it down. People who are not musicians don't do that. They just listen to music as a whole.
Yeah.
Musicians can break it down and listen to it as a whole, but people who listen to it as a whole have a really hard time learning how to break it down.
Yeah, no, I've actually seen some people. I actually didn't know that was a thing. Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's actually really interesting.
It is.
Musicians have brains.
I learned that from a female sound producer. Her name is Lillian Blair. Oh, no. I take that back. It was from Susan. Susan was the brain doctor. She also produced most of Prince's albums.
Oh, wow.
So I had
That's
a chance
awesome.
to interview her one time, and that was awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
But she gave up producing music to study how music works on the brain and how musicians hear music and you know their brain responses versus people who are not musicians. And I just thought it was interesting.
Wow, that's
so
insane.
I'm doing kind of my little study, well, do other musicians
think the same way? Yeah. No, that's insane. Wow.
Let's see. Under the Bridge says, Led Zeppelin are greatest to listen to when breaking music down. Everything is playing something different and the same all at the same time. Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know, some classic rock jazz going on with Zeppelin.
Yeah, see, that's definitely, Led Zeppelin were kind of like the ones to start the whole, let's just play something for the sake of playing it and just, just see what fucking happens. And Zeppelin would be a huge influence on me and the lads. Especially that's how we kind of write songs. We kind of just jam and then we'll pick out little riffs or little things and then we actually turn them into a song. And that's kind of the same way that Zeppelin wrote it years and years ago. So we kind of take small influences like that from them. So that's definitely a big one.
Every time we talk about Zeppelin on the show, I mention my dad.
Yeah. Oh my God. Her dad looks exactly like the dude.
My dad looks like Robert Plant, and we've gotten that my whole life, everywhere we go. So I'm going to try to find a picture of my dad, because I do this every time.
It's freaking uncanny. It's kind of freaky. It's really freaky. Not kind of, really.
Oh, wow. He really does as well.
I know.
He looks exactly, holy crap.
I know. He is totally, a doppelganger of Robert
You could
Plant.
get away with that. You could easily say that Robert Plant was your dad.
We have dealt with fans my whole life growing up.
Wow.
mean, it's been crazy. They'll ask for his autograph. He'll sign his own name. My dad just signs his name. And he'll
Yeah.
tell people it's not him, you know, he'll play it off for a little bit and then he's like, I'm not really Robert Plant. And they don't want to believe him.
Yeah, they don't want to believe it.
One
I
of
mean,
the
that's a good problem to have.
What was that?
That's a good problem to have at the same time.
It
you
is.
know?
I mean, we've gotten free meals, even when we're like, we're not the Plant family, and they're just like, just let us treat you. When my dad went to Universal Studios, the people dressed as Transformers made him come to them. He wasn't even in line. Like they saw him walking amongst the crowd and sent security to get him to take selfies with them.
Wow, that's insane. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
He shut down a whole town in Montana. He went into a bread store called Bread Zeppelin, and he thought it would be funny to go in and meet the owners. And this tiny little town in Montana lost their shit, thinking, you know, Robert Plant was actually there and actually at their bread store, and they were taking pictures for social media. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always in the shadow of you, Dad. Love you.
Under the Bridge says that Danny has the same problem with Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
I can see that.
Fun fact, my ringtone is the theme song for Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I had that problem for a little while. A very, very small little while.
Gibby-dibby-doo, where are you? Some work to do now.
Speaking of Scooby-Doo, I'm muted to yell at my dog. Huh? Come on, dogs. Come on,
The
Scooby.
joys of them all.
Oh, yes, they are. They are joyous. Oh, my goodness. So
Those
my
are
6-month puppy is 56 pounds.
Oh, wow.
He's a big boy. Yep.
He's a hefty little dog.
He is. So he's part
Yeah.
We're guessing he could be a 100-pound dog eventually. So he'll be funny.
Oh, that'll always end up going well.
Come over and he wants to say, "Ha!" and he jumps, flies across the room at you. Just like, love me, hug me, I love you.
Listen.
That's a big damn puppy to be loving on. Right, I love
literally.
that. He's a good kid. She has good dogs. Uh-oh. She's on mute and she's like, I don't know.
I'm trying to call hubby to come take care of the dogs. Trying to be discreet and it didn't work. That's okay. Oh, I don't know where it is.
Oh, shit. So, Danny, how do you listen to your music? Like, do you stream it, CD, vinyl, cassette track? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of different ways out there.
I'm a CDs and vinyls dude. Always have been.
Everybody's going streaming these days, and it's kind of, I mean, it's awesome, but it also makes me sad.
I mean, streaming is good if you're like going places and you want to listen to music or whatever. Like, that's fine. But to me, I always loved the idea of buying an album or buying a record and just listening to it.
Yeah, vinyl is the way to go. Like,
yeah.
I was listening to the album that my band is going to put out soon. And just hearing the rough mix, I'm like, I kind of don't want to change anything about it because it just sounds really raw.
Yeah.
Like, we have, like, guitar, like, making noise here and there and bass making noise. Like, everybody's off a little bit. And, like, I don't know. It just sounds like when you're at band practice. And I feel that sounds authentic. And
I know it sounds like that, though. Like, the rawness is always what makes it sound.
And, you know, because, like, I just love the impurities of vinyl.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's why, like, I got into vinyl, like, 3 years ago, and I've never looked back since. There's something about a vinyl that the sound that you could never replicate in a stream or a CD or anything like that. Like, so, I'd definitely be a CD.
I was born, you know, in a time where vinyl was, like, the best. And then we had 8-track, but then cassettes came out and took over the world. So
yeah, and now it's just all social media and technology that took over the music world now.
Yeah, and then it was DVD, and now it's streaming. Video killed the radio star.
Man, I love vinyl. When I go to a live concert, I buy their vinyl. So I have a collection of vinyl that, I've seen live. So I
Yeah.
got that Soulfly album, in fact, Crash. So Crash and
Ooh.
I met at a Soulfly concert. Well, we had met
Oh,
before
wow.
that, but we met up to meet each other in person at Soulfly.
Yeah.
It was
That
good.
That sounds like a
was
sick
good,
way to
though.
meet up, for sure.
Yeah.
The last vinyl I got was Toxic Zombie.
Oh, they have vinyl?
Yes! It's blue!
Yay!
Like,
That's
it's so
cool.
awesome. Like, I want blue vinyl.
Ooh, that's fancy. That's spendy to do for bands.
Yeah,
I looked
like-
into
Oh,
it.
yeah. For sure.
Got to make it worth your while. Really, like a lot of overhead costs. Ooh, fancy.
And like I said, oh, I guess it's green. Team green. Mm-mm.
Ooh,
Oh, that
that's
does look
so
sick.
cool.
Yeah,
That's-
dude, this is a sick album.
Hell yeah, that's really cool.
For sure.
Shout out to my girl, Starby, and her husband, Bishop.
Toxic Zombie. All right, we got a question. Greatest favorite album of all time, Danny?
Ooh, good luck with that one.
Always putting on the spot here. My favorite album of all time would probably be. Crap, I don't even know. This is a problem.
Right.
Probably the first album I ever got was by a band called Lordy. And they have an album called The Apocalypse. It's
Cool,
called.
that's a cool name.
And it's
Looking
just
it
a.
up.
You should like there. It's just a heavy raw record, and they ended up actually winning a Eurovision contest like
Oh,
15 years ago or something like that.
Okay.
And they were the only metal band to ever win a competition in the mainstream.
Whoa, they are badass looking.
Yeah, they're like a monster
You
band
look like
kind of thing.
monsters. Ooh.
Yeah, so they're pretty sick.
oh shoot.
Right there.
Chris wants to know our favorite albums of all time.
Ooh.
Ah,
Okay. Oh my. That's hard.
yeah, it's not that easy when you get thrown into the deep end.
Right, because you want every song to be really good. You don't want to skip over it.
Yeah.
I like a lot of different bands, a lot of different genres.
Mhm.
I feel like my very most favorite song of all time is hands down Modern English with I'll Stop the World and Melt With You.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's
man.
actually a very good one. That's actually really good. One.
Oh, man. I want to punk it up, but, like, there's really no way to punk that up.
There's a will, there's a way.
Ooh, I like a lot of Ozzy.
Your brother asked a question. He said, do you find it better working with Under the Bridge and doing your solo career at the same time?
Yeah, it makes it easier. Because I know if I'm writing, I know if it's for the band or if it's for me, you know?
Fair enough.
That
Where
makes
it's a
sense.
specific sound or a specific tone or anything like that, I would know. But it makes it easier that I can kind of try two different things and still enjoy the music that I'm making. So like I said, it's the different genres and dabbling in different styles and stuff like that. So it's definitely kind of a...
I feel it's
huge-
important that musicians do play different genres and different styles and stuff. Number one
Oh,
is just
sure.
to make you a better musician in the long run.
Yeah, for sure.
So, my bands don't play the same music.
I was gonna say, my favorite album of all time, I think, might be, and this is a long shot because I'm trying to think if I skip any songs on this one, but Black Sabbath 13. So
Oh
The
my God, yes.
album that came out in 2013, that Black Sabbath, reunited, and
Yeah.
they went totally their own raw style, and I love Black Sabbath. I love Ozzy. I think that album is really well put together, really well produced, but also they stuck with their classic, their recording theme, because they would they played live, and they did like a rough cut and then dubbed over it. And that's what we do. We want to keep it as raw to how we're going to sound on stage. And Black Sabbath does that. And I'm very influenced by them in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why my, like the record, I wanted to have like just that raw kind of metal tone to it.
Yeah.
I actually took a lot of the songs, I kind of took inspirations from, Black Sabbath, Ozzy, everything like that. So I all kind of, I rather the rawness of it. So.
Cool. So what's your go-to genre?
To play or to listen to? I'm guessing it's to play. Probably. To play, it would definitely be
that, Chris. To play or listen to, or both?
Yes. A little bit specific.
Well, I guess, what do you like to play most? What genre is your genre?
Metal, for sure. That's definitely
awesome. I love metal.
Yeah, like anything between kind of in like the metal rock punk scene, anything kind of within those kind of lines, because that's what I'm most influenced by, and that's where I find I can express myself more through that music than I could if I did something else and stuff like that. But yeah, they'd definitely be even listening to it, they'd probably be the exact same answer kind of going through.
Oh yeah, so Chris clarified both. So yes, he wanted to know both. And he says, delay on comments. Yes, because we are in the future, Chris.
Yes, we are.
Where's tomorrow?
It's magic. We're time travelers.
The magic of the internet.
So Under the Bridge says, deep question, Danny. Danny boy. Sorry, Danny boy. But how would you like to be remembered in music? Ooh, that's a good damn question. I don't think we've ever had anybody ask that.
Well, thank you, Brian, for that lovely question. I want to be remembered as the kind of guy that, number one, didn't give a fuck what people thought in a negative route, that just didn't let negativity get to him, that didn't let any kind of bad situations get to him. But I want to be remembered as the guy that people connected to with the music so much that I was able to help them for maybe that one split second, in a way that they connected and they say, I really like this song because it helped me through, such and such. Now, that's not why I write it, but that's kind of, that's what a lot of artists would like to be remembered by, knowing that they help, their listeners through a lot of stuff just by music you put out, So that's definitely a big way I'd like to kind of be remembered in the long run.
Dude, that's actually like really perfect way of saying that.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just like, you know what? Me fucking too.
Yeah, exactly. And especially because it's aggressive music, it just lets people be free,
Yes.
And that's the great thing about like punk music, rock music, metal music. It's just freedom. And like you go to a rock or metal show.
As a punk drummer, I gotta say, being in like an old school hardcore punk band, like all about the politics and blah blah blahs in the world going on today. We get a lot of flack for that.
Oh yeah.
Because we are punk rock and we do speak our mind. But it's just, man, isn't that what music's supposed to be about?
It's expressing your feelings to the world, and if the world's connected to them.
Right.
It's a universal language that we all can understand.
That's I'm not exactly like that keen on our government today. which that's neither here nor there. We won't get into that, but I'm just saying, like, I can, like, speak my mind about it.
Yeah.
Well, and we
But-
can sing about it, we can write about it, and we will then, write history. We'll preserve it.
And I
Because
feel like the show next year in the US, first of all, it's going to be the first time, if I'm not mistaken, that it's going to be a cross between Irish musicians and American musicians independently, if I'm not mistaken.
wow.
Well,
So,
I mean, in all honesty, my bandmate is Irish.
yeah,
Like,
no, so there
he
you go.
comes from Ireland, so like I got
But-
that. But at the same time, like he's like Irish punk, so he's really like really hardcore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like, what's going on with that guy?
Yeah.
We're totally American rockers, but lineage from Irish on my mom's side, and my dad. So my Grammy is part Irish too. So.
Oh, cool.
I could totally see that in your granny.
I know, right?
I could totally see that in there.
All right, so let's see.
Yeah, our chat room's been going on. Oh,
What go-to drum kit or guitar brand?
oh yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, what's your favorite drum kit company? Or
My favorite drum kit company, I kind of bounce between two.
okay.
Pearl is definitely up there.
Oh, girls are
Especially-
nice.
Pearl or another one, D-Drum. D-Drum do some
Oh,
really nice
wow,
kits as well.
D-Drum.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So they'd be my two kind of go-to kits if I was to get a drum kit. Guitars. Oh God.
Yeah,
There's
good luck.
As a guitar player, there's way too many guitar brands to even try and like kind of pick from. But I go at classic Les Paul.
Nice.
Oh my God,
Classic
I
Les
love
Paul.
that you said Les Paul. Because my question was going to be like, okay, well, can't find your style of good. Well, what body style?
Yeah.
Oh, a Les Paul for sure. It'd be
Dude,
kind
they're
of the
so
main one.
sexy. So sexy.
They are.
Yeah.
I actually have a Les Paul that I use as my main recording guitar, so
Ooh.
that's where I get a lot of the good tones out of them.
Dude,
So-
such a shapely, beautiful lady. Oh my God.
I
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
to get my husband a Les Paul, but he has a Paul Reed Smith he's happy with, and a Gibson and a Fender. But
Yeah,
he's
it's just a lot.
and I'm like, but it would complete the collection. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
It would. It would.
Just be like, and Crash really likes it.
It's actually for Crash when she's here.
Yeah, exactly.
So how many guitars do you have?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you don't know.
In total in the house, I think there's about 15 guitars,
Hell
probably.
yeah, that's a collection there. Good job.
Something like that. I have a Les Paul and I have a Jackson Kelly as well.
Ooh.
And
Nice,
a whole bunch of
Jackson.
acoustics and stuff like that. So
Very
Wow.
nice.
Your brother says, as a drummer, he likes DW, PDP, yeah, PDP, a CM7 with a satin tobacco finish.
Ooh, that's very specific.
Yeah, it is.
And very
that is
pretty.
very specific.
That would be
yeah.
very pretty. Oh, good. Sean's got a question for you. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? Because I'll be rolling in the Benz with bass in one hand and a set of sticks in the other. Go, Sean.
Dude, your little
In 5
brother's like
years-
so cool, man.
Yeah. In 5 years, I'd probably be touring the world, I hope.
Boom. There you go,
That's the
Sean.
hope, anyway.
Okay.
You're starting next year, right?
Yeah, so the first kind of show will be here, and then the next one, I think what we're doing is we're going to start with the Washington one, and then we're going to get the same group of artists, and the whole lot of us just might go around America and just see where we can hit. you know.
Nice.
So we're going to get it all kicked off and the ball moving.
Be right back.
Oh, wait, it's over there. Wait, so it's backwards land here. So
Yeah, it's very backwards.
I'm trying to point right, but in real life, I'm pointing left.
I know it's very confusing when you go on the backwards route.
Oh, yeah, it's so.
It is. It took us a long time to be able to do this, and then when we switch screens, it breaks. It breaks my.
Oh man, it breaks my brain.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
she's over there.
I don't know what I'm at.
So yeah, we have it all down when we come in for our intro because we are usually on, our side. So,
Yeah.
Crash on the left, I'm on the right, as far as I'm looking at it, and I can, point at her while she's introducing us.
Yeah.
But if we're switched, it messes with us because we've been doing this we haven't done StreamYard for 2 years, but we have done StreamYard for
over here.
Off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
18 months or something crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
18 months baby.
Yeah.
We've been since the beginning with them. Since they started, not since we started.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, we started before StreamYard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it became a really new concept when Google Hangouts was going to be no more. And we started on Google Hangouts and then we were like, oh no, how are we going to do this? Because we are not in the same town. So we are.
Yeah.
What are we wanted to be on camera because this is a video cast.
Yeah.
So, and that's one thing that Google Hangouts provided was the video part aspect of it. And so we wanted to keep that. And after, God, I don't even know how many hours and hours and hours between the both of us of just searching.
It was weeks too. It was weeks of searching and weeks of not knowing what we were doing. In fact, the week that Google Hangouts was stopping, we still didn't really know what we were doing.
Yeah.
We were kind of like, we're going to figure it out and be back. And then we were miraculously through StreamYard.
Yeah.
So,
okay, Sean's got another question. Which guitar player would have inspired you to get into music besides your dad?
Besides Dad, because they're brothers.
Dad's the best.
Yeah. Any of the fourth?
Randy Rhoads.
Hell yes! That's a good answer.
That's a no-brainer for me. It's Randy Rhoads for sure.
Yes.
Because just the way he played and the solos he's written, the riffs he's written, it's just he's just it. He was it for me, and I was like that's exactly what I want to do. And
oh yeah,
he's the huge one for me.
Oh my goodness, underappreciated too. I haven't heard very many people mention Randy.
Oh, extremely.
There has definitely been a few times where musicians mention Randy Rhoads, but I can totally dig that. Yeah. He's amazing. What was amazing. Yeah. So, okay. Another question from the chat. Under the Bridge said, question for the ladies. As an aspiring podcast host, do you have any tips for starting from fresh?
Here's my thing. So it's going to feel awkward at first. Like it just feels weird. And because you don't have an audience that you can bounce the feelings off of or connect with. You just know that it's a virtual audience. So my advice is just do your show like you're just hanging out with your friends. It's going to feel weird at first, but you'll get used to it. I promise.
I appreciate that you said that because even still I get a little nervous right before we go live. If I've had a really long day, sometimes I kind of trip over the beginning part, but then after a little bit, I just kind of calm down. So I guess don't be hard on yourself.
Sure. You will be your worst critic. Like you're gonna go back and you're gonna watch your show, and number one, you're gonna hate the sound of your voice. It's just the way it is.
Yeah,
it's just the way it is. Like you're gonna hate it. But just know that you're
and I love
providing
that
something that other people need or want. So
yeah, I love that we're a
it's about
team.
you.
Like there, it's not just one of us, so we can bounce off of each other. Or if one of us needs to go let their dog out or go to the bathroom, someone
It
else
makes
can
it
take
easy.
that,
Yeah.
center stage and keep it rolling. Like that's the beauty of
Yeah.
having a teammate. We're a really good team too. Like
Yeah.
we are supporters of each other, and we are honest with each other, and we have good communication. And I guess if you're doing a co-host type of situation, definitely, share your truths and be constructive. Oh, did I say that right? Constructive? Yeah. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
You did that right. Constructive.
And like we said, don't be too hard on yourself or your team. Like just have fun. Just have fun with it. And you're gonna be trolled and you're gonna have fluctuations in numbers. Like our numbers have gone up and down and all around, and you can't focus on that because it's all about the true fans and the true audience that are always there, because they are always there, and they're always part of support for you and support for your community. And that's the other thing, is build a community or become part of one, because we have to support each other in this crazy world. And it's so much nicer when you have people who have your back.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, here's another one.
Keep them rolling, Sean. You're doing great.
He says, how would you feel about doing a massive collab with everyone you have done or doing a collab with? Dude, that's wow.
That would be an awfully long song. I would say that much.
I'm like,
that would be
to Danny or to us, because we know a lot of people.
Yeah, that's what that would be that would probably just be a 20-minute jam with a bunch of people that probably never met before.
It would be like We Are the World.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it called for it, I wouldn't kind of do it as a recording, but if, say, for the likes of the show or something like that, then just get everyone on stage to do a song kind of job, then yeah. Probably.
So you're not looking for a We Are the World moment then, right?
I want to be Bob Dylan in that moment.
Yeah. Oh my God, that guy is hilarious in it. He's just like, I don't know what's going on.
Well, then we should start our own rock and metal We Are the World situation to save musicians to get work. There's a We Are the World situation there.
Bob Dylan, just like, I don't make there's work. What's going on?
Yeah,
He's so confused in the whole thing. Oh, Dale Palmer says that he's there with you.
Nice. Watching. Hey, Dale. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hi, Dale.
Cheers. Nice hat.
Skull, like the beardy
cool party hat like that. Yes, I'll have to bust it out this summer again. From the old country.
Oh shit, your little bro's like calling you out. When are you gonna be? When are you doing a collab with me? And I'll play the triangle, bro.
Ding!
I have this sweet. Hold on.
A little tambourine.
It's a tambourine, but it sits on my hi-hat.
So that's badass.
But then I can lock it, so like if I'm hitting the hi-hat, it's not jingling.
That's
yeah. That's pretty sick.
I have a triangle. I think it's over.
I have a block. I have like 4 cowbells, a block, a tambourine. I got everything.
Yeah. I have a couple xylophones. One is metal, a xylophone, and the other one is a bamboo xylophone. I don't bring those with. I try to go meat and potatoes when I'm on the road, definitely, but I have all of these percussion instruments. Like,
dude, she's got this Indian banjo that takes 2 drummers to play.
I'll go get it.
I know it's
Indian band. Jesus.
It's a banjo. Oh man, it doesn't even. It looks like a piano. Yep, there it is.
Whoa. What?
Yeah. She's gonna open. Look at that. So it looks like a piano.
Okay.
But then you strum it. You see that hole right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you strum that, and you play the piano part.
It's not in tune right now.
That is insane.
I don't even know how the hell would you even tune it? So the string is just a wire that kind of just loops back and forth.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how you would tune it.
Neither do I. Have no idea how you would tune that thing.
Well, there's tuner knobs like up in here.
I know, but they don't make sense.
No, right? I'd have to YouTube that.
That's insane.
Your dad's like, Danny the Fourth is like, I want to jam on that. Yeah, bro. It's crazy. Like it's crazy.
You'll probably go buy one tomorrow now, probably.
The first time I've ever seen it, like Maxine and I look just like Cro-Magnon.
Yeah,
I'm over drumming and she's over there just like pushing the like that was hilarious. I wish her husband would have got a video of that because it was pretty funny. Yes.
Ah, there it is. There it is.
I knew I'd find it.
Eventually.
We need more cowbell. Oh wait, that's not. He says, sorry.
Oh, it's in the shovel.
We'll get back to that.
Yeah.
Danny said we need more cowbell in your songs. Everybody needs more cowbell.
Everybody.
Sure, I'll turn it into Don't Fear the Reaper 2.0. Look, I have seen the shovel guitar, which is also known as the gent shovel.
I have seen that.
I have seen that.
Yes.
Chris can't hang tough. Although, it is like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like,
I'm out. Peace out. Speak to you throughout the week, bud. Enjoy your night, gals. Good night, Chris. Thank you so much for tuning in. We know it's super late or early, depending upon how you want to look at it in Ireland.
Well, it's nearly becoming daylight again, so
Ooh, you're watching the sunrise now.
Yeah, so it's pretty nice.
Took that nap.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Danny says it is 4:45 a.m. for y'all.
4:45. Yeah, it's like 8:42 p.m. here.
Yeah.
Well, it's 4:42, but my dad's just trying to be a little bit specific.
Yeah, that's Danny the Fourth for everything. But still, that's crazy. That's like 13 hours or some craziness, right?
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Odd instruments. I'm trying to remember what did David Birch of Instrumental Impression?
Guitar.
Thank you. Yes.
No. Dude, I'm on it. Like, it's almost like a katara. If you know, like, what a katara is, it's a 100% like digital bass.
Yeah, I've seen one of those before. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Modest Mouse. I think it's Modest Mouse or like Muse or something. They have a katara.
Okay.
I think it's Muse actually. I actually think.
Yeah, I think it's Muse too.
The song Uprising, I think that's exactly what they use.
Yes.
For that, yeah.
Yes. So the Q-tar is very similar, but I don't know. It looks kind of like the Rock Band version of a katara.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really does. It looks like a toy. It does look like a toy.
It does.
But it's amazing.
Yeah, but it's really cool sounding. It is
yeah.
really cool.
Oh man, when an artist really knows how to play it, it's phenomenal. It's a crazy sound. Yeah, I love it. Very cool.
Yep.
So we ask all artists that come on the show, what advice do you have for other musicians?
Never. The best advice I could give is never ever give up on what you're doing. If you feel like, there's a song that you don't like and you just want to stop there, never do that. Just keep pushing because you will eventually find your own sound. You'll find your own footing. And then the next thing you know, you can be playing shows in front of people, and people will be coming up thanking you for that exact work that you exactly did. So that's definitely probably the big thing I give to other fellow musicians, or up and coming musicians, should I say.
Good advice. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, because,
Of course.
well, when you're first getting out there, it's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's a scary world once you kind of get into the whole gigging scene. It's a terrifying
but
world.
once you rip it off like a Band-Aid and you get to it, it's not so bad.
Yeah, you'll feel nervous at first, but you'll get better, you know, as a musician. The more you do them, and the more you kind of write, and the more you put yourself out there.
Do you guys even remember like how you felt the first time you guys ever played your very first show ever? I don't feel like I can remember that anymore because I played so many shows. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure I was super nervous. Didn't even make eye contact with the audience. Like,
I think I did the same thing. I think I was, hiding behind my drum set. I wasn't singing. I was just the drummer in my first band that did, like the bar gigs and concerts. So I was able to just focus on the drums and kind of hide behind the cymbals. So
I did the exact same thing.
Yeah, when I started
first big show,
singing and drumming was I was way more nervous for it, and I tried to really put on this front that I wasn't, but it just came naturally because I'd been doing it for a couple years before I debuted on stage. So I was comfortable with it. Still like a total rush. I do remember, I'll never forget playing Seattle my first time, because I never ever thought, coming from North Dakota as a kid, like that I would grow up and move to the West Coast and play Seattle. So I'll never forget tapping into that scene and like being accepted in it and getting shows and people singing the words to my songs. Ultimate, that's like takes my breath away.
Yeah, it was insane for me as well, like, because I remember as the drummer, there was people that sang our song back to us, but it was kind of that moment that hit me. I'm like, people actually went and listened to it and learned it, and now they're literally singing it right back to us, and you just get this moment of like, I can live with this for a good couple of years, I think. So it's like that moment of bliss, I suppose you can call it.
Yeah, it's a whole, like natural high.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best way to put it, to be honest.
Yeah, it feels good. So where can we find you? Where can our viewers find you online so that they can follow you?
Well, you can find my Facebook page, which is called Danny6 Music. And you can find my Instagram, which is Danny6Musician. And to listen to my music, you can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, anything like that. And my YouTube channel as well, it's just called Danny6. You can find a lot of stuff on there as well. So that's I'm basically everywhere you can possibly find a musician. It's the easiest way to put it.
I just realized I hadn't been following you on Instagram, so I'll follow you there.
So
I don't Instagram, so
Under the Bridge says, hopefully one day we will be able to be on podcasts giving out advice like my pal Danny here. Well, guess we have got something for you. Just get a hold of us. We'll get you on the schedule. Let's make it happen.
We'd love to have you guys.
With us.
And Danny's in your band. You can just bring him along. Whatever. It's cool.
And Dale he says, I'm from North Dakota.
What?
Where at North Dakota you from? Like my family.
We might be related.
Oh, Jesus.
We're cousins. Just you wait. We'll find out. Family tree stretches far in them old country.
Is it Pierre or Bismarck that is in North Dakota? It's Pierre, right?
Bismarck.
Bismarck? That's actually my family's from Aberdeen.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, Dale's from Mandan. Huh? Crazy.
Yeah, so we're all from Dakota.
So, Dale, I'm originally from Williston. Yep, I know what you're thinking. And anyone else from North Dakota knows exactly what I mean. The boomtown. And I went to school. I went to university in Dickinson, North Dakota. So that's where I met my husband, Max, was Dickinson. We did plenty of shows in the Dickinson area
Yeah.
back in the day.
Oh man, under the bridge, they're like, I was in America once, and the one thing I noticed was like, your smallest car is bigger than our biggest car. Dude, you ain't
That's
seen
very
a
true.
smart car, have you? The
That's
smart
actually
car,
very, very true.
yeah, but the smart car is like a shoe.
But
Like,
our cars over here, they're literally like, you could
You
get like a
guys
Mini
have
Cooper.
tiny cars. Yeah, in the UK,
They're-
you have tiny little parking spaces, so you need the compact.
Yeah, literally, you need like a
Mhm.
teeny tiny car for a teeny tiny space. So
I'm like, bro, I drive a damn big old SUV. I drive a Ford Explorer just romping it through the town.
yeah, look at what else do you need? You know?
Right.
Four-wheel drive. Well, I
So
need it.
I have a 2014 yellow Volkswagen Bug, but I also collect classic cars. So I have a 1981 Camaro that I've had since high school. And that's longer.
damn.
That is longer than my Volkswagen bus camper. It's longer than that. There's a
That's
kitchen.
insane.
There's beds. There's like a whole like house in my Volkswagen bus, and it's smaller than my Camaro. And then I have so the bus is a 79, and then a 1970 little Beetle Bug.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Well,
I got
Proper classics.
a classic.
Sean says that their cars are like spacious microwaves.
True. It is very
Yep.
true, to be honest. Yeah.
So speaking of smart car, you guys just have a bunch of smart cars? Like, is that what it's like? Or
Oh
No,
man, they don't have smart cars. They have old cars,
most of the cars that you see kind of jobbing around here are like 2004
like Alfa
Volkswagens.
Romeos and shit like that.
Huh.
They have
Like we usually get like the Ford Focuses, the Golfs, and
okay.
pretty much a lot of people just kind of have that as their first car, and you get like a lot of the family vans and stuff like that. So it's kind of all them kind of cars that's over here.
And our friend from North Dakota, Dale Palmer, says that my high school town was
Bula.
Bula.
Okay.
That's where I went to her. That's where I went to high school.
Okay. Beulah. I know where that's at.
Yeah, he says, and then he just dumbed it down. I went to
High school.
Bula.
Yes.
And Danny, he's like, we're not in the UK.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's
Okay.
Ireland.
You're right.
That's a very big thing over here.
You are true. Yes. That was my bad. I was
Yeah.
Like
you
people
don't.
make that mistake. The way I look at it is that people make that mistake all the time because we're so close to each other, and because there's it's four countries that are like right beside each other.
Yes.
So everyone gets confused of what's part of what because they don't specify that shit anymore.
Well, I was completely disconnected though, so that was my bad. Sorry.
It's what you call the Lonely Island. That's what we are.
I will.
I
Never
guess Dale's dream car is like from the movie Christine.
Okay.
Oh, so he wants a killer car. Okay, cool.
Wasn't that a Mustang though?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Now I
But
know.
that was a killer car though, so I don't know if that's
Yeah,
a
I
very
mean,
good
I really have the book. I have all the Stephen King books, like all of them.
It was a Plymouth. Hold on.
Plymouth Bel Air.
I think so. Hold on. It's showing me. It's got the wings. Ooh, it's fancy.
It sounds like a Bel Air. Sounds like
Yes,
a
it
Bel
was a
Air.
killer car. Yes, it was. Because I remember reading the book and watching the movie.
Yeah, that's a Bel Air.
Boom,
that's it.
boom.
Yeah, that's a Bel Air.
That's a pretty
I'm sorry,
sweet-
but if that was a killer car and that was chasing you, I'm sorry. I don't think anyone would react normally.
It says Plymouth Furry. So
Oh, the Plymouth Fury? Really?
I thought
Yeah.
it was a Mustang kind of thing as well.
yeah. That's
I
what
thought it
you
was
got.
either that or a Bel Air. but I guess it's a Fury. That is hilarious. Get it, Fury.
Well,
He
gosh,
said,
thank you so much, Danny, for sacrificing, your time to come on the show so early
It's
in
all
the morning,
good.
or late in the morning, or late afternoon.
Look, it's hanging out with fellow musicians, so you couldn't
Hell
turn this kind of
yes.
thing down.
It's what we got to do sometimes. Like, we
Yeah,
sacrifice
for
a lot
sure.
for the scene out here too. Like, I can't count how many times I've been on the road at 4 a.m. trying to get back from a gig. I mean, before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dude, like I mentioned before, us musicians, we sacrifice a lot of stuff. We sacrifice our time, our money, everything.
Oh,
Everything.
yeah. It's a hell of a lot harder work than a 9-to-5 job.
Oh, yeah. Well, and Crash would commute. She'll commute 2 hours sometimes for band practice, depending on
150 miles I will drive to band practice.
She's committed, man. She'll drive far distances for practice, for shows.
That's insane.
We
worth it though.
Travel for the shows, like we're just
for the most part.
Yeah,
for sure.
I always have a great time, a fun time when I'm playing shows. I miss it. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah. No, I can't wait to properly get started.
Oh my
I can't wait to properly get started on my solo stuff. That's just going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about that journey. You're going to have to keep us in the loop, and we'll help promote some of your stuff.
Oh, for sure.
We have musicians from all over the world follow us, so we would love to promote you and, get your music out there. Sure. Yeah, keep us in the loop. And it sounds like we're going to stay in touch. I mean, you're coming out.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And Under the Bridge, you should totally get a hold of us because, you could be on fun.
You'll probably get a message at the weekend about something like that.
That would be great because we are starting to book, for August. We're pretty much booked out through July, I believe, right, Crash?
Sure.
We try not to book too far in advance.
I don't know. I don't have my calendar in front of me. Okay.
Yeah, whatever date y'all have free, you can just send it to me and I can let the guys know.
Like, I'm next for an interview.
Heck yeah, Sean. Just message us. We are willing to promote all musicians. We want to hang out with y'all.
Dale Palmer wants everybody knows he has 6 guitars and they all have names. All instruments should have names. I feel like they're kind of people.
Yeah, all my guitars have names. So.
They're part of the family. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, Under the Bridge says, okay, let me get in touch on Facebook. Do it.
I know what I'm saying. Please do, Under the Bridge.
There you go. So that means I'll probably be back with you guys again.
Oh, I'm sure.
Whatever the date.
Definitely.
Because if it's Under the Bridge, it'll literally just be my full band.
That'd be cool.
Probably.
We would do that.
Red Hot Chili Peppers thing.
Yeah. That's the other band I'm a part of along with my project.
Sorry, wrong shoulder.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers thing.
Yes.
And it's funny how we got the name. We actually started as a band that used to rehearse acoustically underneath a bridge, and that's how we actually got the name.
Wow.
That's why we're called Under the Bridge, yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool. I like that.
Your brother wants you to remember Avon.
That was our old band I was in about 2-3 years ago that actually I done the competition with, the national final with.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
You guys door to door selling makeup, cosmetics?
Yeah, we were the secret representatives in the music scene.
I like that.
That's awesome. Oh, wow. Very cool. Well, yeah, we'll look forward to hanging out with you and your band again. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. Looking forward to it.
Sweet.
And thank you, Jenny, so much for, dedicating your time with us so early in the morning for you, too. Like, it was a great time. Like, I absolutely had a ball. Lots of laughs.
Fun. Yeah,
I'm glad that we got to meet Danny the 4th and the 5th.
Yes.
Lock it off.
Maybe we'll be around so long we'll meet Danny the 6th.
Don't put that image in my head, please. We will see. Maybe down the line, we'll see.
Not done with it.
Danny the 4th is going to be like, hell yeah, we need a 7th and a 8th.
Yes, exactly.
Be like, hello, Sunny.
Yeah.
Danny the 4th is like, thank you, ladies.
Aw,
Thank you, Danny the 4th. You are a very lovely, lovely man. You have a very lovely son.
Thanks to everyone in Ireland for tuning in and everyone all over.
And then under the bridge, it says, thank you guys for the entertainment. It was good fun. Looking forward to joining you someday. Hell yeah. And that's going to happen
It
soon.
will happen. Yes, it will. Yes.
But for now, kids, it's time to say goodnight. Thank you all for joining in with us tonight. Danny 6, you are amazing. And we definitely cannot wait to see what you... Oh, there's Sean. Hey, Sean.
Sean Bomb. There you go.
And our friends here, Jacob Van No and Ray Northwest, are going to bring up. Very exciting.
Hell yeah. Woohoo. All right, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I will take us out. Have a great night, everyone. See you next week.
Night.
Bye.